If you only did what you felt like doing, you'd be in trouble. And you know it. That's not an insult, that's just a fact. Feelings are like the weather. They change. And if you build your life around the weather, you'll keep getting rained on. The big turning point for most people isn't learning one more trick. It's learning one simple rule. Commit to the work, not the feeling. Because the feeling will make promises it can't keep. But the work will keep promises your feelings never could. You know, we've been taught sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly, that motivation is the engine. That if you can just get inspired enough, you'll finally do what needs doing. But here's what I've learned. Inspiration is a wonderful visitor, but it makes a lousy landlord. It comes and goes. Some mornings it shows up early, makes coffee and sings in the kitchen. Other mornings it doesn't even leave a note. And if you're waiting for inspiration to pay your bills, raise your kids, protect your health, build your future, then you're putting your life in the hands of a visitor. Let me tell you something simple. There are two ways to live, by impulse or by intention. Impulse says, if I feel good, I'll do it. Intention says, I decided, and I will. And the distance between those two ways of living is the distance between a life that drifts and a life that's directed. Most people don't lack ability. They lack a settled decision. They keep renegotiating with themselves every day. And you can't build a great life on daily negotiations. I used to have mornings where the bed felt like it had a magnet in it. You ever had that kind of morning, the alarm goes off and your body says, not today? And it doesn't even make a good argument. It just throws a feeling at you. Heavy, slow, uninterested. And if you're not careful, you treat that feeling like it's a vote, like it's on the committee that decides your future. But the truth is, your feelings are not qualified for that job.
All right, folks, on today's show, we're going to talk to a longtime client who's become a massively successful entrepreneur. His company, WindowNinjas.com, that's WindowNinjas.com, WindowNinjas.com, now has 11 locations. We're going to talk about today about the slight edge. What is that difference that separates the winners from the intenders, the winners from the pretenders, the winners from those that just intend on having success? And he has a lot of experience achieving success. And with 11 locations, he can tell you right now, which location is dominating, and he can tell you which one's not. Why? Because there's 11 locations, all right? And we're not going to ask him to tell us specifically which location's doing the best, but think about it, folks. I work with OxyFresh, the carpet cleaning brand. They have 500 locations, and there are certain locations that dominate and other locations that, do okay. So what is it that separates the Michael Jordan of basketball from a guy who's very talented but not quite at that same level? What separates the winners from the intenders? With that being said, Gabe Salinas, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Clay. Thanks for having me today.
So if somebody goes to WindowNinjas.com and they buy a WindowNinjas.com franchise, you're going to provide them with first-class training and systems and processes. But what is it on a daily basis that separates the top performers from those that, maybe just want to eke out a good living? They want to make a nice living, but they don't want to dominate. What separates the real winners from the intenders?
Well, first thing that comes to mind is just their activity level is far superior than most. They're the ones that are making cold calls. They're the ones that are doing drop-offs. They're the ones that if they're networking with their customers, they're going out and visiting their customers while they're getting serviced. Hey, they're asking their customers things like, hey, who do you know that we could help as well? They're training their guys. They're having weekly meetings with them for safety. They're having weekly meetings on how to, get more services out of a customer by introducing other services to them. They're the ones that are watching their KPIs, or they're the ones that are making sure that their employees are returning the gas cards with a gas receipt, making sure that the all of the equipment is in place and in good working order. There's just a whole lot of different little things. They're making sure that all of their marketing is being done exactly as it should be. They're basically the guys, Clay, that are literally following the playbook. Man, if you follow our Window Ninjas playbook, not only are you gonna make a lot of money, but you're gonna earn a lot of customers and you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
Now, Conrad Hilton, the legendary entrepreneur, he has a quote related to what you just said. Conrad Hilton says, success seems to be connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Napoleon Hill once wrote, the best-selling author Napoleon Hill once said, action is the real measure of intelligence. What is it? He says, action is the real measure of intelligence. What is it that motivates someone to implement and somebody else to just talk about it?
Man, I don't know. There's a whole lot of people out there that like to talk about everything and not really have any action for sure. Um, but I don't know. I think it's something maybe it's either a mental ability that they have. It's maybe it's that's their superpower. There's a whole lot of people that like to talk about doing things that actually do nothing, and then there's a whole lot of people that don't talk about doing anything but do a lot of everything. And so it's a mindset. I mean, when you're in that kind of mindset, man, you just don't think about the noise that's around you. You just sit down, focus, and work off of your to-do list. You work off your calendar. You work off things. You work on things that are not up to 95% in your business. I mean, those are the difference makers. Those are the guys that really produce something. They're the ones that generate more revenue than anybody could ever imagine generating. They're the ones that are that are constantly working on their business from the beach in Tahiti, and their business is running without them.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up your website real quick, and I want to hone in on some of these actions that produce success, because what's great about a franchise is that you tell people, you tell these franchisees what actions produce results. Like you tell them, hey, look, here are the actions that produce the results. Now it's up to you how much action you want to put into it. But you explain in great detail. You have systems for everything. But you tell people this is how many actions. These are what actions you can take to make the money you want to make. So let's talk about the action item number one. You have to wow the customers. It seems obvious, but you do have to wow the customers. And again, it seems obvious, but you do have to wow the customers. Now, you teach, you coach, you mentor each of your locations. Let's talk about that for a second. What is it that you do at windowninjas.com that allows you to wow your customers?
Well, first thing is that they don't have to talk to me. So they get to talk to my great staff of call center employees that answer our phones. But we train those guys to really understand what the customer's needs are. Their customers always asking for help, so it's our duty to serve them. So that's the second thing. We always make sure that we're serving our customers and fulfilling their needs. And then we're actually following through on all of the action items that we promise to our customers, all the way till after the service is completed. I mean, we like I said, we answer our phone calls live. Our call center agents, they help the customer over the phone. They facilitate their needs. They'll set up appointments. They'll send appointment confirmations. They'll do a follow-up call the day before saying, hey, just to give you a reminder, we're coming to your house tomorrow to take care of your windows. The day after the service is completed, we're making another phone call and thanking those customers and saying, hey, we appreciate your business. We're really happy that you're a customer of ours, and we try to get them back on the books for a later time during the year. We're sending them emails that are saying thank you. We're sending a handwritten card that says thank you again. I mean, we're just doing all of these little things. Our service technicians are doing pre and post job walkthroughs. They're calling the customer on the way to the job. I mean, we're just trying to take customer service to the next level. Not so that it's annoying, but so that the customer can realize, hey, there's a huge difference between what these guys do and what everybody else in the market does. And that's where we wow our customers. And no competitor can match or compete with what we do, because they just aren't willing to do all of those actions, kind of like Napoleon Hill talks about.
Second area action that your franchisees can implement on a weekly basis is training. You mentioned it earlier, but train. You train your people to become so good that excellence is normal. You don't want to train someone until they can get it right. You almost want to train them until they can't do it wrong. What kind of training do you provide for franchisees?
Man, what don't we provide, Clay? I mean, it's exhausting. I mean, I mean, We do so much and it's so repetitive and it just never stops. Not only do our franchisees learn how to clean windows, they learn what our marketing plans are, they learn why Google reviews are so important, they learn why asking for additional services while we're on site is so important, not only to us, but most importantly to the customer. We talk to them about customer service like it's going like I mean, I don't know, like it's being produced like white bread. I mean, we just don't stop. And it's super important and it's almost exhausting, but we want our franchisees to know how customer service oriented we are. We want them to understand exactly why we do our services the way we do our services, why we do all these extra little steps. And to be honest, Clay, it takes a lot of time and energy to teach our franchisees, and it takes our franchisees a lot of time and energy to teach their crews and their service people. But by doing it repetitively over and over and over again, all of these little things that we do, man, add up to a whole lot. And it's why we have like a 98% customer retention rate right now. I mean, we are retaining 98% of our customers are coming back not only just once, twice, sometimes three, four, five times in 1 year, man. And it makes a difference because people are just sick and tired of not being served well, and they're definitely sick and tired of not being wowed in a good way.
Second, or third action item our listeners can implement there if they become a franchisee of Window Ninjas. You have to obsessively gather objective reviews from real customers. You have to wow the customer, but then step three, you do have to gather objective Google reviews, real reviews from real customers, and you have to do it relentlessly. Why can you never stop gathering objective Google reviews from real customers if you are a real WindowNinjas.com franchise?
Um, Man, reviews are the differentiator. I know everybody out there knows this, but not everybody does it. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but it isn't the easiest thing to do to capture a review. You definitely need to ask for it. You need to let your customers know exactly how important it is to the business as well as as far as the health of the business goes. But Google also really rewards businesses that gather an honest, objectionable Google review. It helps your SEO, which means you're going to rank higher in the map section. It means you're going to rank higher for organic searches. It provides proof, right? People want to know that, hey, these guys are legit. Hey, there's a lot of people out there that have left 5-star reviews to this company. And even if you get a bad review, Clay, I mean that matters too because it shows that you're honest and it shows that hey, nobody's perfect. If you have 1,000 reviews and 999 of them are all 5 stars, man, you're probably going to go somewhere else. But if you got 1,000 reviews and you've got a 4.9 rating, man, you've made a couple of mistakes and people want to see that you're real and that you guys are human and that you actually did make a mistake and how did you handle that mistake? Did you sweep it under the rug or were you honest about it and said, man, yeah, we goofed. We made a huge mistake and we own it. But yeah, man, those reviews are extremely important. They do a lot more than just, giving that one person that's looking for that specific service a sense of satisfaction and feeling at ease that hey, yeah, I do need to call these people. But yeah, but on the back end, man, it does a whole lot for your business as well.
Now, final question I have here for you is for anybody out there that goes to WindowNinjas.com to learn more about buying a WindowNinjas.com franchise, how much money does it cost to buy a WindowNinjas.com? And what does the process look like if somebody's interested in potentially buying a WindowNinjas.com franchise?
Well, the process is super easy. I mean, you can just really get on our website, fill out the form, and we'll get that request, and then we'll just start the conversation with a reach out and a phone call. It couldn't be it's probably one of the easiest things to do, Clay, is to actually fill that form out and send that information over to us here at Window Ninjas. And as far as the cost goes, I mean, it is super competitive. Our pricing is super competitive with any other franchise out there in the market. In fact, I think some franchises are way more expensive than ours. But for right around $200,000, Clay, franchise fee, brand new truck, all your equipment, marketing spend for the first year, maybe year and a half, man, the full system. You're getting everything. We can get you SBA loan funded. I mean, it is absolutely a killer deal for 200,000. You can then have a system that is going to create time freedom, financial freedom, wealth. You can generate millions of dollars a year in revenue, and the profit margins are absolutely awesome. So if you're really wanting to make better than a good living and you want to have time freedom and financial freedom, and you can get your hands on 200K, pay the 59,500 franchise fee, buy your truck, all of that, all of the great stuff that you're going to get, man, and generate $1 million, million five, $2 million of revenue, and take home 30, 35, 40%, depending on how strict you run your business, man, it's a pretty good deal, Clay. I don't know about you, but I eat it up every single day. I'm glad I own multiple locations, man.
I encourage everybody out there, check out windowninjas.com. It's been an honor to work with Gabe over these past several years. The growth has been incredible. They now have 11 locations. It's windowninjas.com. Learn more today. Go to windowninjas.com. Check out that website, windowninjas.com. Gabe Salinas, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you next week.
You're welcome. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Clay.
Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you. So congratulations.
Sean, guess what's happening? April 9th and 10th, 2026.
We are probably going to have an amazing business conference here at Tulsa, Jerusalem.
Yes, we're joined by Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is going to be joining us right here at the Thrivetime Show World Headquarters, June 5th and 6th. He's a very successful football player, obviously a Heisman Award winner, but he's also a very successful entrepreneur. Now, when you work with real clients, Sean, clients you really work with to help them grow their companies, do you ever hear a business owner tell you that they didn't have time to get something done?
Every day.
How often is not having enough time a problem for business owners?
All the time. It's like maybe 90% of the issues as people are trying to grow their company.
Well, Tim Tebow is going to come join us here at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, and he's going to teach us time management and his approach to personal self-discipline and getting things done. Also at the workshop, I'll put it up on the website so people can see it here. Also at the 2-day interactive workshop, Sean, we are going to be, there it is. We're going to be teaching accounting, systems creation, marketing, human resources, how to hire, inspire, train, and retain great people, accounting, social media advertising, search engine optimization. Sean, what's the area where most clients ask you for help the most? Is it generating leads? Is it hiring people? What's the biggest issue that most business owners have by default before they come to one of our workshops?
Well, I think it's management, because time is the most valuable resource for these business owners, and being able to manage their time is the first thing. Once they get that under control, then generally the numbers, being able to track their business and be able to make the best decisions based on numbers rather than emotions is a big area. And we teach all of this stuff at the business conference, particularly you, Clay. You love to hammer on time management. It's my favorite part of the conference.
Now, I'm going to pull this up real quick here because we're going to go through. If you're not excited, I want to get you excited about what we're going to cover at the workshop here. Okay.
All right.
The 2-day interactive workshop. This is my 20th year hosting workshops. So I'm telling you, folks, we're in rare form here. So one is the idea of establishing your revenue goals. I think most entrepreneurs don't know their revenue goals. Would you agree, or am I off my rocker?
No, that's totally a very important point we do with every one of our new clients that come on board, is we have to establish the revenue goals. And generally speaking, we have a vague idea, but not an exact idea that can be engineered down into like the daily goals for sales. And so that's a really big one.
Now, next is the break-even numbers. What kind of sales do you have to do to even break even?
Yeah.
Third is, how many hours per week do you want to work? What is your ideal schedule as an entrepreneur? Box number 4, how do you stand out in the clutter of commerce? What makes your company unique from all the different businesses? In a world of brown cows, herds of brown cows, proverbial brown cows, the analogy of brown cows, how can you be the purple cow that stands out? How can you be the squeaky wheel that gets the oil? Box number 5, branding. How do you improve the perception that people have of you, your business, your brand? Box number 6, Marketing, your three-legged marketing stool. What is a turnkey way for you and your company to generate leads so you can succeed? Because if you don't have any leads, your business will bleed. If you can't sell, your business will go to hell. You've got to generate leads. Sean, how often do business owners by default tell you they have a hard time generating leads?
It's almost all of the time. It's really a huge struggle. And many times they may be creating leads, but just through word of mouth. So they get to a point where we've implemented systems and then they need to create more leads, but they've never had to do it. So there's a lot of different scenarios where business owners are like, how do you create leads? Something we hammer on at the conference a lot.
Box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Again, box number 7, create a sales conversion system. Sales scripts, recorded calls, one-sheets, pre-written emails, lead trackers, all of the sales tools, the sales print pieces, the one-sheets, the big screens that you see inside the business. Whether you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you got to have sales systems in place. We help you with that. Box number 8. What does it cost you to get another customer? Step number 8, what does it cost you to actually acquire a customer? Step number 9, it's hard to build an organization if you're not organized. We're going to teach you how to create repeatable systems, processes, file organization. Box number 10, we're going to teach you how to manage people, real people on the planet Earth. This just in, we're going to teach you how to manage real people on the planet Earth. Box number 11, how to create a sustainable schedule that works for you and your family. Step number 12, how to create human resources systems for recruiting, hiring, training, and retaining great people. Box number 13, accounting. This just in, we have to cover accounting. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. We're going to cover all the accounting things you need to know. And step 14, finally, what is the point of even achieving success? We're going to go over what is the point of even achieving success, how to design a life that you're excited about, how to design a life where you carve out enough time for your faith, your family, your finance, your fitness, your friendship, your fun, and where you're going to spend your focused time. We're going to go through that, all this and more. Now, the workshop, Sean, it's April 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day interactive workshop.
Yes.
And tickets, we always do it. It's $250 or whatever price that someone can afford. Sean, why do we let people name their price? Why do we have scholarship tickets available if somebody can't afford the $250 general admission ticket?
Well, we don't want anybody to miss out on it. You know, you could be at a startup phase or you could be, way along in your business, but we want to make it accessible for everybody. I think it actually goes back to a story of your dad. And it goes all the way back to how you've always done this as a business coach, trying to make sure that, your average people out there have access to the things that work.
Now, 7 a.m. to 5. Sean, why do we go from 7 to 5 both days? I mean, it's 10 hours a day. 20 hours of training over 2 days. Why do we do 10 hours a day, Sean, of back-to-back workshops? We do a 30-minute teaching session. We do a 15-minute question and answer session, and then we take a break. 30 minutes of teaching, 15 minutes of question and answer, then we take a break. Why do we do that format, Sean?
That format is so that we can keep people engaged and not just sitting there listening, but also getting involved. We really encourage people to ask questions, and that's really where the juiciness of the conference comes out, is you can put your personal situation and your questions on the board, and Clay will tee off and give you direct advice. Even without being in our coaching program, you can get direct coaching from Clay. It's really a very engaging format. I enjoy it a lot.
Once again, folks, this event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Whoa. Who's our keynote speaker coming to the conference there, Sean?
Tim Tebow is our keynote speaker.
Sean, question number 3, how much does it cost to come to our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
I think it's, did you say it's $250 or whatever you can afford?
That's right, $250
Yes.
or whatever you can afford. Sean, how do you spell Eric Trump backwards?
P-M-U-R-T-C-I-R-E. Ooh, that took a long time.
I'll have to listen to this. And you did it right. All right, again, that's Sean Lohman. I'm Clay Clark, inviting you to come join us at the in-person Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive workshop. This event is April 9th and 10th, 2026. Get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. Right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tim Tebow, baby. It's Tebow time.
Oh, yeah.
In Tulsa, Jerusalem.
You were doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrivetime Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got a fire breather, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Eric Antis with Sean Holmes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Lending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrivetime Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas, and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees, and now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences, and amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team.
4,000% from February to February. Now, I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February. In the last 2.5 days.
I heard about it on the podcast. Started listening to the podcast, became a fan, and then figured out about the workshop. I own an insurance and financial services agency, and I was hoping to learn from the workshop systems and processes. I'm big on systems and processes, and always learning better ways to run a business more efficiently. The atmosphere's second to none. It's a high energy, really cool atmosphere to be around. Contagious, I would say. Just something every entrepreneur, I think, would appreciate and love. I'd say humorous, high energy, and full of substance, which I think is the key. A lot of business coaches or seminars maybe are high on motivation and making you feel good, but don't have a lot of substance that you can take back and implement, the following Monday, where his does. Man, there's a lot of valuable things. I'm gonna say, this is my second workshop. The first workshop I took back really the importance of a group interview. I used to spend hours and hours interviewing people, screening resumes, and that saving my time on that part is valuable. It was that and then the sales scripting that have been 2 major things just so far. Man, I think they're missing out on, expert advice from somebody who's been there, done that, built companies, has learned a lot of lessons. That's what I'm always looking for, is somebody that I can learn from that's ahead of where I am. And I think if you choose not to come, you're missing out on a lot of good advice that could help your business.
Hi, this is Charles and Amber Koloff. We're the owners of Koloff Fitness. We heard about Clay Clark through Paul Hood, our CPA. We've worked with Clay Clark for the last 2 years. Clay Clark has helped us take our 3 locations in 3 different states and create checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks for every employee. He's helped us with creating systems and audits for every department, quantitative scorecards for each department and every position so that everybody has a number. It's been able to give us a lot of time freedom and financial freedom and peace of mind to know that everything's running efficiently, and he's been helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google, and pretty much every area of the business. It's been very, very helpful.
We would describe the experience of working with Clay as very energetic. He's full of energy. He's very encouraging, very motivating, but also accountable. So he keeps us accountable, and we love that accountability. It keeps our drive in the right direction, so we're not chasing things that aren't worth spending our time on.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He helps push us on certain areas, helps coach us in certain areas. You know, we're all emotional creatures, and we go up and down, and he actually will tell us kind of where we're at, how we can get from there, and even like emotionally, like when we're stressed about something, he'll have a story to relate to, and it really helps us in every area of our business. It's been very, very helpful.
I think Clay's ability to have a whole team behind him that help him with all of his clients, all his coaching clients, is that it allows Clay to do what he's really good at, and that's working one-on-one with the client and coaching them. And then he can have his amazing staff come in and help you accomplish all these goals that you're setting.
And of course, he has all these resources, whether it's videographers or whether it's web developers, that they can quickly jump on your project, knock things out. He can quickly give you the right coaching. He's just got a whole team of people that whatever area you're lacking in your own company, he's got resources from like video, web design, search engine guys who are just knowledgeable in that. Even though he knows a lot of that stuff, he's got these capable lieutenants that are ready to just take off and help you get that stuff. More stuff gets done on a weekly basis than you would on like probably most than the individual or some other we've worked with several companies before, and it's just not as many things get done on a weekly basis, so it's been very helpful. Well, the conferences for me, I'm a slow learner, so I have to learn like over and over again, hear things over and over again. I've been to like, I think 8 different conferences, and each time you come, I learn a few new components. Some things are repetitive, but a lot of the stuff just resettles, and I get a little bit more depth into each component. So, I mean, I've been to 8 of them. They're all super entertaining. He's very funny, very encouraging. You get to kind of self-reflect a lot. A lot of the stuff is really polarizing. You do a personal inventory of yourself, and you'll think like, hey, I've really got to work on this, really got to work on that. So every time you come, I still get a lot of value out of it.
And as much as every conference is the same, it's totally different. So I think we'll hear stories we haven't heard before. He'll have entertainment, or he'll have speakers he didn't have before. And you, like you said, you just always catch a different part of the material that maybe you didn't catch before, or it's worded differently.
And it's really cool because some people that you've seen like a year ago at a conference, now they're being showcased as a success story, and you get to see their website, you get to see how their stats, all their metrics have improved and the revenue improved. So it's really cool to see people that just a year ago, that of course we've been here 2 years, that just came, that I met, is now being successful. It's really encouraging to see other people, accomplish that stuff. So Clay has helped us optimize our website and helped with really topping the right search engines that we need to make sure that we are very, very competitive with all of our other competitors. He's done, basically he outlines exactly what you need to be accomplishing, and he creates tasks that we have to accomplish and his team has to accomplish. And I would say over the last 2 years, we've totally ramped our website. We're topping Google in every one of our markets. We're just doing, I would say just doing really, really good. I feel very, very confident in all of our future locations and making sure that we're in front of the ideal and likely buyer. It's very encouraging. It's important to me to know when I'm working with Clay, I've been in business for a while and met with him even when I already had three businesses in 3 different states. And to know that what I share with him is staying private. He's not sending that out to anybody else. To know that when he's working with me, he's only working with no other gyms that are in direct competition with me. It's very encouraging to have somebody you can trust and rely on, that he isn't going to somehow tell your trade secrets or give information away. Just really awesome that he's a trustworthy guy, really cares about you as a client. For us, it's been a complete mind freedom because Clay has helped us create a lot of different documents and one-sheets for every department, put quantitative scorecards to each department. And so for us, it's been very encouraging and gives us peace that when, as an entrepreneur, it's stressful. You go to bed at night and you're worried, did we cover this, did we cover that? So he helps extract everything out of your brain, everything from your business, put it into document creation, put it into checklists and workflows for every person in each department, and make sure that everything's getting done every week every month and funnel that all into KPIs or key performance indicators that you can see on a weekly basis to make sure you're moving the needle in the right area of your company. So it's very encouraging and give you a complete mind freedom and peace to know that that stuff's created so you're easy to duplicate and scale your company.
Right, and then we can spend time doing what we're really good at and just trust the system.
I honestly believe everybody needs a coach. I think we're all inherently lazy and selfish and carnal. I truly believe that humans are humans. If we're standing, we'd rather sit. If we're sitting, we'd rather lay down. And if we're laying down, we'd rather be asleep. So to have somebody that challenges you, have real active candor, and be honest with you on every aspect of your company is really, really encouraging to me, because I want to know, I want to work on what we're weak at. I want to see any areas that we're not doing well in and see his perspective from a third party, because you can look at your own business and just see the good. It's good to have somebody who does this, who's done this with hundreds of companies. Really look at your company, reflect on your company, and see like little chinks in the armor to make sure you cover that up so your competition can't get to you, and that you're successful overall in the big picture. So yes, I would recommend Clay Clark because he is a great friend, a great encourager. To me, he's been a wonderful friend. He's also, you can tell he cares, and he has this wealth of knowledge. He's worked with so many different companies and different businesses. He could take a concept that he's used before in the past with somebody totally different industry and see how it would work perfectly for you in whatever niche market you're in or whatever type of service you're providing. And so his brain is just a wealth of knowledge, and just to have that type of perspective on, as a part of your team and your own company is huge, super valuable. So I would definitely encourage people to use him. But one thing is, you got to be coachable. You got to be wanting to get feedback. You got to be wanting to really grow your company. You got to want to put that extra 10 hours a week to working on your business and not just in your business. And so, yes, I would recommend it to anybody who's wanting to grow their company and provide great systems, checklists, workflows, great encouragement, and have accountability.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do. I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing, and Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D. Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school, I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodward Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help, and the just the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Pipkin. I am 24 years old and I own Black River Falls Cleaning Services. We opened in April of 2019 and it is now mid-June of 2020. So I wanted to talk today about the success and growth I have achieved by implementing the Proven Path with Clay Clark's team and my business coach Luke from Thrivetime. It has been insane to say the least. I started working with them in mid-February of this year, so we're about 4 months in of working together, and it has completely transformed my business in pretty much every facet. So I'm gonna check my notes here. So in 4 months, my leads have tripled. I was getting probably like 2 leads a week. Now I'm getting more in the like 10 to 15 leads a week. I have doubled my number of employees. I'm now hitting the highest revenue weeks in the history of the company, week to week it seems like. We went from about 6 appointments today as our highest in February to now 14 to 15 appointments a day. And hiring quality employees has become much simpler and less stressful by using their systems for hiring. I typically only get maybe 2 complaints a month, if that, and everybody shows up to work. I just have really high quality employees now, especially in something people typically consider a high turnover type of work, you know, cleaning houses, cleaning businesses. I have amazing employees now, and I get rid of the ones who are not so amazing and bring on new ones because of, you know, group interviews and interviewing every single week. It's just been great, and such I don't waste as much time on low quality candidates anymore. And your coach will hold you accountable. I mean, which I love. Again, the tough love is really great. You know, Luke's like a stern father figure, but he's also nice, but also stern when he needs to be when I'm being lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do because I don't want to do them. So that's just great. Worth every penny. I mean, I'd pay him $1 million a month if I can, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I would just say go for it. If it seems like a good fit, just go for it. do what they say, even if you think it's stupid or ridiculous. Just do what they say because it'll work. You know, people, when they look at my business, you know, people in my town, they think I'm lucky. They think I'm just, you know, things just happen for me. And, you know, maybe I am lucky, but it has a lot to do with hard work and, you know, perseverance and, you know, working till you cry sometimes. That's just being an entrepreneur, which if you're a business owner, you understand that. But it's having these systems in place of, you know, of course I'm going to be successful. It's an absolute, because I have all this stuff in the background happening, and I have Luke and Clay and everybody on their team working really hard to make sure that I'm a success. And I can tell that they are just so excited every single week when I'm having all these wins and things like that. They're so excited for me. So it's the best thing ever, and I would suggest to anybody to work with them. So sorry for the long-winded reply, but I just had so much to say, and I could go on for hours probably about how amazing they are. But thank you to Clay and Luke and the entire team there, everything you guys have done for me, and I am so excited to continue to work with you for years to come. Thanks so much for watching.
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach, you know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, you know, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever was important. You know, my rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.